Hello garden family, welcome back to KellyNo Garden. My name is Kelly. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Right now I'm taking a seat. I just finished cutting the grass back here and I said, ooh, the grass looks so pretty and the birds back here is just loving this tree right here. I don't know the name of the tree. They have been eating the fruit from the tree for the last 2 weeks, and the tree was full of fruit. Now it's almost gone, so by October get here, that tree will not have any more fruit. It's the robins majority of the time are the ones who's picking the fruit from the tree. So I'm just sitting here looking at them going back and forth with other birds. Blackbirds and sparrows and squirrels been picking the fruit off the tree. I'm gonna show you Dino so he can say hi. You gonna say hi, Dino? Right now, I like to take a minute and take a break and look at what's going on in my backyard and see what I need to do, because summer is over. It will be over Wednesday, and it's time to get ready to start doing fall cleanup. I've been doing fall cleanup since the beginning of September. Now, since it's the middle of September, September 18th, it's time to start thinking about what you want to leave out here in the winter. It's time to move plants to other locations so it have enough time to form its roots before the winter hits, because you don't want to wait too late. Our first frost is normally October 15th. I stay in Michigan by the Detroit area in the zone 6B. So I'm just sitting here just relaxing, showing you how everything is going. In this area, I had the phlox that was blooming in the beginning of July, and it bloomed out in August. Right now, what is growing back is the leaf from the phlox that I cut down. It won't have enough time for it to actually grow to bloom. Unfortunately, I will be transplanting this out of this area because I have roses Sharon I want to plant at the end of the corner here. And also the Irish will be coming out. The Irish is looking really healthy. So over here, I have some red yarrows that is still blooming. And then I have some there that I cut back. And here is the autumn sedum. Some of the flowers is bloomed out, some are not. It's a lot of bees over here, so I'm staying my distance from here. I make sure I put a picture of the lily, how it looked when it bloomed. I leave the stalk up and I'll cut it down in October. These are the blazing stars. I will make sure I put a picture up of how this looked when it was blooming. A lot of people don't like it because of the seed spreads everywhere. I love the purple flower head. It's pretty. Basically, you have to control it. When you see the heads form, the flower buds form, that's when you pull them up and get rid of them. Here is my vine, my clematis vine. Every 3 years, I cut it back to the ground in the beginning of spring. So like in March, I'll come out here and cut it before it greens. And then I fertilize it with monorganite. I use monorganite in my yard because I do have a dog. I don't like using too many chemicals in my yard because of him. I use monorganite and fertilize it and train it to go up the trellis. I think I need a second trellis, because I'm thinking about having one here or an arbor right here and have it trained to go up the arbor arch. I'm trying to get this as a main focus point. The flower there is the Sunfire Italian. I've started that from seed. I had bought seeds from Lowe's and put it in the ground. And that's how it's looking. It's so pretty. It's got a lot of bees and ants on it because of the nectar. And then I have my 3 boxwood. No, I didn't cut it. And I did a video last weekend showing you planting the flowers here. The sedum is called, make sure I put the name up on the screen because right now I'm having a blank. It's not Paint the Town because that's Paint the Town. That's what I want to say. This is Rock and Grow sedum. And these are the mums that I planted. And then the cabbage I planted. The cabbage grew since I planted. Because if I get to show you guys a closer look, it grew. So it's adapting in the area. I'm going to keep this up for the winter, and then in March I will pull it. Then I have the Paint the Town Fancy here. And some more mums. And more cabbage. And another Rock and Grow sedum. And more mums and cabbage. And the Paint the Town Fancy. So let me give you a closer look of the Italian. If you can see over the boxwood, it's pretty. I have more blaze everywhere. I like it where it's at. If it spreads, I will pull it. And then I got some weeds I will have to get back there. I didn't plant the mums yet. I might plant them on the other side. And this is our finish. I leave these up for winter interest because when you look out here in the wintertime, there's nothing going on. They are called the Millennium Garlic. And then I have another hosta that I will be planting, probably a lilac tree here. I'll be planting a lilac tree probably here. And move this to the side of the house. The leading plum ladies, I make sure I put a picture up showing how I looked when it was bloom here. And I always forget the name of this. I will make sure to put the name up on the screen. And it has a few blooms coming on it. That's why I did like a hard cut back so I could have some type of flowering during the October month, during the cool season. And this is also a cold flower cut back because it had a lot of buds. So I cut it back. Now, some of the buds are opening. So hopefully I have flower all the way till the end of October. If I don't, I'll be okay. So here goes some more of the cone flowers. I had different colors of cone flowers over here. And some more of the buds are blooming. The hibiscus is done. Usually I have flower all the way until October, but this year it just say I'm done. So I don't know what's going on with it. I guess it said, hey, I'm done this year. Now over here is another hosta that I need to do some type of maintenance to. Probably have to put some snail bait down here because I did put some up front of the house because I have a hosta in front of the house. And then over here are the mini pine bush grew so much. The dwarf pine bush grew so much this year. I threw Monorganite down the beginning of March, beginning of April, beginning of May, and June, and July. It just exploded. I guess it's loving the area, which I'm fine because it's a backdrop. So when you come into the backyard, this is the first thing you see besides the fountain. And I'll make sure I put a picture of the lilies, how they was looking when they was blooming. And then over here I had some phlox here that is finished blooming. So I'll make sure I put pictures up. Another dwarf pine bush. And then I have echinaceas over here. That's about bloomed out. I will be cutting this back and throwing the flower head on the ground. And then that's a phlox that I had cut back in June because it was looking bad. It grew back. And then we have another hostas I need to take care of. And over here we have more. These are Rebeckias. The first one was Rebeckias. These are Rebeckias. I'm getting confused. The echinaceas are the cone flowers. And I want to make sure I put this down. I know the shadow is kind of bad because of the sun's coming over here. So now we got the grass, and Rick called that the Christmas tree. The bird bath is not on because I need to clean it. I haven't been putting any water in it because you see how filthy and dirty it is. Every day I've been coming out here for the last 2 weeks cleaning it, and for the last 3 days I said nope, I'm gonna let it dry out, and when all the fruit is gone then I'll clean it. So here goes more of the grass. This hosta over here is loving life. I was staring at it when I was sitting down. It's just loving this area. I was thinking about moving it, but now I'm not, because it's just loving this area. Some more coneflowers. I did cut some back. I will be going back here and cutting some more down. I think the finch had got enough food for the season, so I will be cutting this down. Hopefully I'll get a second bloom, because I do see buds coming up. You see here a bud there and a bud there. And then there go Mr. Dino sitting there loving the sun. Then over here I had the foxgloves, and I don't know the name of this. I will be planting it this Sunday. Planting tomorrow or Monday. This is supposed to be cooler next week. I need it to go in the ground. I was thinking about planting it here, but I'm changing my mind and put it where the hole is, where the annuals was at. And then you got the pin cushion. I'll be cleaning this bird bath. I will not put water in it. You remember I had the dahlias coming up, and I have terrible time because it's in a wet location, so I will be pulling those out and moving it. And then I have more. I'll make sure I put the name of it. And then this is so pretty. This angle right here, it's just lovely. Got the 4 o'clocks or the morning glory and the Rebecca's. Look at that, that's just the color. And I do got a foxglove in there that's hiding. I will have to dig that out. And then on the back is the hydrangeas back here. And then you guys never really see the balcony from this angle. So this is the balcony up there. So let me walk over there to the side of the house so you guys can see what's going on. Over here I had the pink salvias. I did a hard cut back. Now it's blooming a second flush of flowers. Then we got the autumn sedums, the heucheras, the hollies, some more autumn sedum on the side, and more salvias. I had did a hard cut back on the salvia so I could at least get it bloomed 3 times. It's like a lot of beads on these autumn sedum. I'll try not to get too close. Right here are the purple winter sun tusks. I think it's about time to cut it back. Do a hard cut back and let it grow next year. It's loving life over here. We have the geraniums. I have 2 pots of geraniums that's loving life right now. I did a hard cut back in August, and now it's just flourishing big time. Just finished cutting the grass. Let me tell you about the marigolds. I had to get rid of the yellow ones because what I found out is the slugs been eating the marigolds. I forgot it's a slug family live here, so I had to spray this now with the all-purpose and put slug bait all over here. And I had to get rid of the yellow marigolds because it seemed like they was eating that up. The marigolds are loving life. And I was trying to wonder what was going on because I did see at one point the rabbit was eating it, but then I saw the slugs, how many slugs was down here. I end up pulling the yellow ones because all those was just basically devastating, cutting some of the hostas back. Only got one of the yellow ones left. And it's just loving its life all right here. I was going to put some mums in the empty spot. I said no because it's getting too close to fall. I mean, it's fall, but it's getting too close to being cold. And I didn't want to waste any money. My goal for next year is to have more, not bushes, but more height back here and focus on certain points of my yard. Here, for example, look great. It got holes in it where I can put some height in here, like different types of plant, or put urns or different pots in here. That's more likely I would do, because I did buy the fountain this year and the bird bath on the side. So I might end up doing like urns so I could put annuals in the urns next year. Where to buy urns from? I may have to do it online, because a lot of places local don't have those. Over here, I need to develop it a little bit more. I'm thinking about putting tulips and spring interest in that flower bed. I purchased the bath this year. Actually, my husband, he purchased it for me for Mother's Day. He purchased the fountain and the bird bath for me for Mother's Day. I am thinking about putting tulips and crocus in that area garden by the garage. I need like height in that, on that side, but I don't want it to scrape the garage. We're thinking about getting a trellis so I could have a vine climbing up on it, but not too close to the garage, because I don't want it to tear up the garage. And then in the back corner, me and another young lady, I'll put her name on the screen, was saying put a hydrangea in the back corner, and I was thinking about doing that. One of the tree hydrangeas. I've been looking at a lot of YouTube channels of people who have hydrangeas in their yard, and I'm in love with it, the tree hydrangea. I can't think of the name of the tree hydrangea. I'll make sure I put it in the bottom of the screen. I'm in love with it. I could probably get away with 3 of them in the back between the dwarf pines, but I am looking into getting that. And then we have this corner here. I am putting a lily tree here, so that'll be like a tall interest in that area. And I'm focusing more on this side, because when you walk in the yard, you see this part. It's like I have like 3 main focus when you walk in. I have like the side of the garage, the front, and then the west side. You got the east side, the north side, and the west side. My main focus is more on the west side. I know I love my boxwoods, but I don't know how to cut them. I might just let them look how they look, let them grow naturally, or find somebody who can cut them for me at a reasonable price. And usually my husband, he cut the bushes up front, and I'm on the fence of him touching the boxwood, because he do a good job with the bushes up front, but sometimes he do some things and I'll be just sitting there like, okay. So I just want to pay somebody. Right now, I like how what I planted last week, I make sure I put the link of the video in the description. I like how that is coming out. It's pretty. I was looking for something to have throughout the fall season, and I can leave the cabbage up and the seedlings up. Also, I might leave the mums up for winter interest, so I have something to look back here, because when you look back here in the wintertime, it kind of is depressing. Like, oh man, it's cold. All it is, when I was working, all I did was go to work, come home. It was like dark when you leave, come home. When you come home, it was dark. And then the snow, I know when there's a lot of snow out here, because the snow will be over the rocks. I don't want to call them rocks, but the retaining wall. There you go, the retaining wall. Snow will be all over there, and it's depressing. And then in this corner, like I said, I'm putting the rows of Sharon here and moving the phlox and the irises out. So this is how my yard is looking like. Thank you guys for subscribing. Don't make sure you hit the like button And also comment down below if you have any questions. A lot of people ask me what type of fertilizer I use. I make sure I put the link of the video in the description because I use Monorganite, and I will be using something else in next year. And you guys can recommend what you use. I will probably try to see how it works because I am interested on how other fertilizer works besides Miracle-Gro and Monorganite. And I'm gonna have Dino say bye. Say thank you for watching, Dino, and have a beautiful day.